We're going to get that fixed, but I'll pose that question to you, Jason. I actually talked with Rachel Jeantel's attorney, who said she wasn't really prepared in any way.
Yeah, and this speaks to the cynicism that many people have expressed about this entire legal system, from the failure of the police to do an adequate job to the sort of hackneyed problems that we saw in the prosecution, their inability to bring their story out of witnesses. How could you put a 19-year-old who has speaking difficulties on the stand to be interviewed by an excellent defense attorney, and you didn't tell her how she needs to communicate, how she needs to behave? It's an inexcusable failure, and I think the Martin family should be disgusted that they were represented so poorly, at least in this particular area.
Do we have Mark? We still don't have Mark sit. Okay, I want to get the other side from Mark. We're going to try to get his microphone open soon. But Jason, we heard from juror number 37. She said she didn't find Rachel Jeantel's testimony credible. She felt sorry for her. Right,
because she's condescending and snide. And probably had some very strong preconceived notions. I thought it was fascinating to listen to her. Not just that she talked about George. The woman came half a step away from saying those people. And people know how you're supposed to speak in public, but it was very clear the kinds of jurors she identified were the kinds of jurors who were from her background. Speaking, to a guy who was in the Vietnam War probably reminded her of uncles and grandfathers. John Good. I'm not saying John Good wasn't a credible witness, but she identified with the people who she recognized from her life, and people like Rachel Jeantel, she probably thinks are sad basket cases from the hood, and therefore she wasn't going to listen to her.
Well, in defense of this juror, I mean, Rachel Jeantel's, she didn't do a good job. And I'm just going to play this clip to remind our viewers what Rachel Jeantel was like on the stand. Let's listen.
What is your view of George Zimmerman?
Weak, scary, high, in front of his father.
Why do you say that?
If you were a real man, you would have stand on that stage and tell what happened.
All right. Actually, she was describing how she felt about George Zimmerman in that clip. So, Jason, I want you to pause. I want to get Mark Najam's microphone fixed, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back with much more.